Good morning and welcome to the very last video of the series. We are on an Aire in Bruges and we are squeezed in right over there. We took the very last pitch last night in this Aire. It's really convenient for a walk into Bruges. I was just looking, there's 57 parking places here and they were all full bar one last night, so we got the very last one. So here's the entrance to the Aire. You take a ticket when you come in, the barrier goes up and in you go. It's 25 euros in season. There is electric, every pitch has got electric, and there's a service point as well. Just met some lovely couple from the UK. Good to see you guys. Good to see you, Steve. We've got quite a few British vans here. I think I've spotted 5 or 6 British vans here already. It's emptying out now, but this was packed when we got here last night. Got a little slide for the kids and some table and benches here. Recycling point here, and we've got a service point just here. Very tight parking. But that's European Aires for you. You'll see we're right on the marina in amongst the boats here. 25 euros a night. It is convenient for walking into Bruges, so let's get the gang together and go and do that now. Okay, it's a 20-minute walk into the centre of Bruges, and we've been recommended to take the park.
Harry Potter shop. I have to go in. So beautiful. I got mascara. We've taken a beautiful walk into the centre of Bruges because today we're going on a free walking tour.
Welcome to the Legends of Bruges. Hooray! Hooray!
Jan from Legends Tours has taken us on a 2-hour tour of the old city of Bruges. He's taken us from the 9th century Flanders, the floodplains, all the way through to modern times. We have discussed architecture. The architecture here is gorgeous. There is Gothic and Neo-Gothic and everything, even modern through to Baroque. Everything here is beautiful. I love this. This is so beautiful.
The Lake of Love is actually now our kind of a water reservoir, because this is where the river used to flow in, from the inland to the sea.
The first part of the tour is focused on the history of Flanders and the floodplains and how that has helped develop the city. It's stunning though still. We've discussed the longest beer pipeline in the world, swans and why they're important. We even learned about the old red light district, as we call it now, but the bath houses and the bath streets and how the red light culture was bigger than anywhere else in Europe, certainly bigger than Paris and even bigger than Amsterdam, if you can believe that. And as with any free walking tour, the guides earn their money through tips. Jan has been so passionate about his city that he's really earned a fantastic tip. We've loved spending 2 hours walking around and discovering this city with him. Our next mission is to take the kids and get them fed, so we're going in hunt of some chips. We bumped into a young family who recommended the chips from this hut, the green hut. Apparently the rent on this hut is 100,000 euros per year, so I'm expecting them to be good chips. Here you go, Johnny.
Thank you.
This mayonnaise tastes like my childhood in Holland. Chips and mayonnaise, down on the beach. Amazing.
Right, we've ticked the box. Free walking tour done. Chips and mayonnaise done. What next?
Chocolates. My grandma used to live in the Netherlands and she always said the best chocolates don't come from Switzerland, they come from Belgium. And it's her 91st birthday in a couple of weeks. I'm going to get some handmade chocolates to take.
Show us, George.
That looks mega.
Oh my gosh, smell. Bruges is stunning and absolutely worth a visit. I want to come back without the children so we can just walk our absolute feet off and really get to know the city so much better.
What do you think? Is that like the music I've been using?
A bit, a little bit, yes. It makes me think of Gaston.
Okay, there's a lovely couple from Sweden here, and they plugged their electric in, and the guy next to them's come along. He's put his legs down and he's clamped their cables so they can't get away. So Lindsay said, just swap cables. If you're putting your legs down, guys, make sure you're not on someone else's electric cable like that. Top tip for you. Right, I've gone and paid for parking, which is €25, and that's £21.68. Now, I agree it's a tight parking space here, but it's very, very convenient to get into Bruges. I'll put a link in the description for this one, guys. If you're going to come here, I'd probably come here early. We got here late last night. We took the only space left, so it is a very, very popular spot. Okay, we left Bruges and we are driving to Dunkirk. However, just pulled on the motorway and the oil lights come on and the AdBlue lights come on. Okay, we've arrived at the Aire that's at the museum. It's not very level, but I've got a top spot here and I've seen it got it level with the ramps, so we're all right. Okay, it is a paid Aire. Let's go and find out how much it is. €8
Yep.
Yeah.
for 24 hours.
Yep,
That's good value.
it is.
Excellent.
Oh, that might need to go in the window.
Right, so there you go, guys. €8, but there's no electric at this one.
For our very last trip on this amazing 6-week holiday, we've come to the Museum of Dunkirk to look at Operation Dynamo. Now, this is something that George is going to be studying for the next term, and the big boys have both spent some time looking at World War II. I'm really excited. I'm not sure if excited is the right word, but I'm looking forward to seeing what this museum has to offer. Bonjour. Have a family ticket? 16, 14, 10. British.
These maps are interesting, but I'm not sure it's going to be picked up on camera very well. But this is showing the situation of the evening of the 30th of May 1940, and it shows the blue is all the German troops, and the French are in green, and the red ones are the British. And then this one here shows the situation of the 1st of June, where the Germans are closing in more and squeezing them into Dunkirk.
This is a really small museum. You only need an hour or two, and it tells the story of a very short time period and quite a small geographical location. It's about Operation Dynamo. Operation Dynamo was conceived to rescue about 45,000 Allied troops over a period of 2 days. Ultimately, it lasted 9 days and they rescued over 330,000 Allied troops. It is a really balanced museum. It does promote that the British felt it was a huge success and that created the Dunkirk spirit that went on to win the war in the end. But it also points out that to France, this was a huge military disaster. We actually lost over 10,000 men over that period of 9 days trying to rescue everybody. It's not far from the museum to the beach where the evacuations happen. So we've come for a little walk and a look and reflection. It's incredible to think of what a huge military operation it was, and it's incredible to take it down to being one person, to being one of those men waiting to be evacuated. It's been a bit of an afternoon, hasn't it?
It has.
Yeah.
And just to think how short a time period ago that was, that this all happened.
Yeah, in my grandma's lifetime.
Right.
Gosh.
Honey, our holiday is nearly over. We go home in the morning.
I know. I know.
Have you enjoyed today at Dunkirk?
I have, and it's really interesting because we were at the really old city of Bruges, and driving through Dunkirk, it's quite concrete and quite new. And having been through the museum, it's obvious Dunkirk was absolutely devastated and flattened during the siege, and the years after. So it's a very modern-ish city. And what I mean by that is there's not much here from before the mid-40s at all.
Right, we saw that big scale model in the museum and it just showed the devastation
Yeah.
that was put upon Dunkirk. It was quite an emotional afternoon, wasn't it?
It was. And the contrast, it's probably more so because of the contrast between being in Bruges this morning with the ancient, beautiful architecture, and then we've got this quite stark concrete architecture here. It's just, you don't come to Dunkirk to look at the buildings in the same way that you do Bruges.
No.
You come here to learn what happened and then what not to do in the future.
George loves the Karate Kid.
And Cobra Kai.
And Cobra Kai, don't you? So we're parked there, and right here is the Contemporary Art and Sculpture Garden. And we're going to take a walk through to get some pizza.
We are.
Look at these monkeys in the trees.
I'm just worried that the kids keep getting injured today. And I'm not sure that necessarily climbing trees is going to be a good idea.
Go on, get down, guys. Let's go and get pizzas. This looks magic. Magic or Domino's?
I'd like to try magic.
Same.
The photos online looked better.
So what we ordered?
Pizza with carbonara on, one with meats on, one with vegetables on, and a margarita. No, 2 pizzas, all half and half. The vegetable one, we made him laugh because it's on the same one as the meaty one.
So, if you've been following the trip, you should actually know which one's mine.
The Boulanger next door opens at 4 o'clock in the morning. So we'll grab some bread from there before we leave in the morning.
Let's go.
2 pizzas, half and half. Got a meat one and a veggie one. And we've got a carbonara one and a margarita. And how was the pizza, my love?
It was really tasty.
Wasn't it? And it's just 3-minute walk from Aire right here. So definitely recommend that one, guys. Good morning. For the very last time of this trip, we are trying to get a wriggle on now. It's early. We've got to get to the Eurotunnel for our crossing. Lindsay's had the great idea that we can go and have a brewer's fare when we get back on the other side because, oh my goodness, have we missed a full English breakfast. You ready, my love?
I am.
Beautiful. Ready to go home. It's been a great 6 weeks, hasn't it?
Yes, I'm ready for a shower.
Okay.
A big, lovely shower.
And a full English breakfast.
Yes, that's how I've decided to motivate the kids. If we get up and get to the port early, we might get on an early train, which means we might be able to go and get a full English.
This park up did us just perfect last night. It's not very level here, I'll tell you that. You're going to need the ramps. You really are. And we had one of the most level spots here. And the fridge ran out of gas at about 1 o'clock in the morning, so we flicked that over to 240 to use the batteries, which have been performing just perfect on this trip. Which reminds me, I'd like to thank our sponsors of this trip. And EcoTree Lithium helped make this possible by fitting all this gear for us, and 960 amp hours of lithium batteries, which has just been brilliant for this trip. It really, really has. I know we haven't used them a heck of a lot. We've been on campsites a lot, but that's because the boys want swimming pools and things like that. But when we have been off grid, these have performed fantastic. It really has. We'd also like to thank our other sponsors, AIB Insurance, Surfshark, Readly, and of course, TomTom.
First call will be in 24 minutes. We've got our departure. We will be called in 24 minutes. We need to follow the taller route of 185 plus. And they completely did everything off the registration plate. So these come in and check that we've got no stowaways, I guess.
Stowaways, I guess, isn't it?
Pets, people.
Right. We'd also like to thank Swift for making such an amazing motorhome to make this journey possible in. We can get rid of these now.
This is where you see how clean the van.
Right. Get this horrible sticker off my van. But of course, last of all, we'd like to thank all you guys for following on our holiday.
Thank you.
And just in case you're wondering, we made it to the Brewers Fair for our full English.